During Monday's coronavirus press briefing, before Donald Trump turned the microphone over to Mike Lindell from MyPillow, the president accidentally admitted that making it easier for people in this country to vote would essentially erase the Republican Party from existence. Here is exactly what he said, word for word. The things they had in there were crazy. Now he's talking about the original stimulus package. The things they had in there were crazy. They had things, levels of voting that if you'd ever agreed to it, you'd never have a Republican elected in this country again. Now, notice he didn't say that illegal voting. He didn't say that, we were going to rig the election. He just said if you had more people voting, you'd never have a Republican elected in this country again. He's right, by the way. And the only reason Republicans have any power in this country today is because of voter suppression and gerrymandering. And they're able to do the gerrymandering because they get the majorities through the voter suppression. Then they gerrymander it to kind of help secure it in case their voter suppression methods get overturned by the courts. And their gerrymanders are now also getting, overturned by the courts. But folks, he said the quiet part loud, and he said it quite loud. And he said it on national television for every single person in this country to hear it. The Democrats had wanted to institute a national vote by mail policy, procedure, protocol, whatever you want to call it, in the stimulus package. And Trump and the Republicans say, this crap doesn't belong here. We don't need this. We're trying to help people. Really? Because I think voting by mail during a national pandemic would probably help a lot of people not get sick. Once again, let's look back at Florida. What happened here? Well, we just held our primary a couple weeks ago, even though people were telling us, hey, you really shouldn't do this. Tom Perez and the DNC said, no, we're going to go forward with it. And now it's being revealed, oops, lots of poll workers ended up contracting coronavirus. Our bad. That's going to happen nationwide if we pack people into the polling booths and we don't have this virus under control, or we don't have a cure or vaccine for it yet. We're going to be screwed. We're going to basically start this pandemic all over again if we send millions of people. If we send millions of people to the polls, that's what's going to happen, folks. And the Democrats had enough sense to look at this and say, you know what? That's going to be bad. So we should do a vote by mail thing. But the Republicans stripped it out, didn't want to have it, accused the Democrats of playing partisan politics because the Republicans know that if everybody voted, Republicans would be ancient history. And that tells you everything you need to know about the Republican Party and how they've managed to stay in power for the last 40 years. It's not because people like them. It's not because people are fond of their policies. It's because Republicans have rigged the whole damn system to the point where they can't lose. The only way they lose is if more of us get out there and vote. Because even with all their voter suppression, even with all their gerrymandering, there are still enough voters in this country left to overturn that crap and get these people out of office. But too many people would rather sit home thinking, it doesn't matter that much. Folks, it does. I don't even care who you vote for. I don't care which party it is, which presidential candidate it is. I don't care if you write somebody in. All I care about is that you cast that ballot. That is what is important this year. Vote for whoever the hell you want to. But by God, make sure you get out there and vote. Actually, don't get out there and vote. Get a vote by mail. Go ahead and sign up. Look into your state's requirements. Find out what you have to do to get your ballot mailed to you instead of having to go to the polling place. Republicans don't want you to vote, and if anything, that's the greatest motivator for everybody in this country to cast a ballot this year.